FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
History comes alive when you're a traveler, and that's something I'm very enthusiastic about. For 25 years I was a tour guide. It's still a big part of our program. We take 10,000 Americans to Europe every year on our tours. Last year we took 300 groups, and it is so exciting to have guides that can open people up to the realness of history today in our focus, which is Europe. As a tour guide, you got to know what's important and what's not important, and you got to put it in contemporary terms and so on. And I got a degree in history accidentally. I woke up in the dorm, I remember thinking back on those days, and it occurred to me, wow, I've already got 7 history classes, 3 more classes, and I'm a historian. And it was just storytelling, you know. Why was it interesting to me? Because I had been to Europe, and it made sense. It was real. And today in our travels, we can have history be real. Here's the new Parliament building in Berlin. Of course, Germany, you know, war, division, government in Bonn, end of the Cold War, Germany back together again, government moves back to Berlin. They've got this bombed-out hulk of a parliament building that stood there on the Reichstag, you know, that stood on the no man's land of the Berlin Wall. Suddenly, the Berlin Wall's gone. The government's got to build a new government, Congress building there in Berlin. And in good European style, they don't bulldoze the burned-out, blackened hulk of the bombed-out building. They renovate it, and they incorporate modern architecture into the top, putting a glorious glass dome on the top of that Capitol building. And it's free, it's open all the time, designed primarily for Germans, but tourists are more than welcome to walk up that ramp to get to the very top. And powerful architectural symbolism here. They can literally look down over the shoulders of their legislators, seeing what's on their desk. And it's reminding the German legislators that this is government by, for, and of the people, and we're going to keep an eye on you. We've been jerked around too much in the last century by politicians. It's not going to happen again. I was on top of that dome on opening week, surrounded by teary-eyed Germans. Anytime you're surrounded by teary-eyed Germans, something exceptional is going on. And I realized, wow, this is the exciting, emotional, symbolic closing of an ugly chapter in the history of a great nation. With the opening of this brand new parliament building, no more division, no more communism, no more fascism, no more war. Starting a new century with a new capital, with a promising future, looking ahead, as Germany was really together here. And these guys were overwhelmed with emotion and joy to be up there. And I looked around at the tourists up there, mostly Americans, and I realized none of the tourists had a clue of the excitement of this. They're all just, you know, worried about their battery or their Coke, or why didn't they air condition this place? And it saddened me. I don't want to be in a dumbed-down society. And I looked at those tourists and I thought, you guys have been dumbed down. Here you are, great opportunity, and you're clueless because you've been conditioned not to think. Tourism. They're dumbing us down. They make more money off us when we're dumbed down. There's powerful forces in our society that would find it convenient if we're all just dumbed down. Frequent flyer miles, duty-free shopping, fun in the sun, bingo, what's the power of your sunscreen? You know, that's okay, but you can do better than that. And you should, but you got to be careful because it's subversive to be thoughtful, okay? And when you travel, you can be engaged. And I made a little pact with myself, even if it's not good for business, that I'm going to engage my readers, my viewers, my tourists, and I'm going to expect them to be smart. I'm going to assume that they've got an attention span and that they care, and they want to grapple with this, you see. And I feel like I'm getting into a pledge drive pitch here. But it is so important that we don't let ourselves be dumbed down, and even in tourism, you can be smarted up. That's kind of what traveling as a political act is, I think.